go. Og der har vi jo med lille kit på gulvet altså. Men modificeret. Oh yeah, English. Here we go with my little modifications of my little slim client. Fixed Windows 7 on it. I still need to write that in manual. I actually had written the manual, but of course it was censored. Well, not of course, but it was censored. Okay, so there we go. So I have this. This is the one I have. Oops, no worries and all that. This is without the case and all that, because that's, there's no reason why to have it in a case when I'm testing things and all that. But it's not working. Well, it's you need to plug it in a couple of times and then it finds it. And then I thought that when it finds it, right, I thought, okay, right, it seems to work when I find it, right? I can test it out in regards of benchmarking and all that, okay? So the next step I did was I thought, okay, well, I can see it sometimes, right? So I put data on it, put a lot of portable applications over to it. So I thought, okay, I need to do it a couple of times, but at least it's working and all that. So I'll put my portable applications and I can try to see how it runs with it and all that. But what I found out, when you put it in and it finds it, it loses the data. You might be able to see the folders, right? But then you try to push the folder and then it says IO error and all that. And if you actually take all the photos and right click and see how many files there is, it loses the files. It drops the files. So that's very, very sad. So there's something wrong with this for sure. So if you just plug it in and it finds it, right? You can right click, you can take all the files, right click, and then you can see all the files. It finds all the files, right? But then 5 minutes, 50 minutes, it depends a little in regards of but then it loses the files. So you right click again a little later, 5 or 10 or 15 minutes later, and then it has lost access to most of the files. So that's very sad. I don't have the ability to check the hard drive, but I don't think it's the hard drive. I don't have any other possibilities of checking the hard drive, but I don't think it's the hard drive. It seems to be, it just can't figure out in regards of connecting. Now, I did get another from another company, and this is the one. This runs M.2. This run is in regards to NVMe and all that. And I actually thought this was actually for M.2, but it was not. And after ordering, I found out, I don't think it actually runs this. So I ordered this one instead later on. And this actually works every single time. This is actually pretty good, compared to this one. This, you just plug it in, and pretty much every single time, which is like amazing, it works, This is the Darkijah and the SATA version, and apparently this is the older case. Apparently they seem to have put up a new kind of case on the website, which is a little different, but this works every single time. I just put it in and it just works. It's a very amazing. I'm kind of stunned to find something that actually just works, right? Because as there's so many issues with technology these days. You always have issues, So I'm actually, it's like, wow, it actually works, and it actually works very good, So, but of course, this is for an SATA or MSATA, and this is for the NVMe. So I can't really, I can't check this hard disk in this one, because I do have another one on the way, so I can hopefully check. Hopefully the port it should work, but we'll see. But anyway, of course, I would like to have something working in regards to this one. Then I could, you know, make a test in regards of and comparison against each other, you know, while that if you know. Of course, I only need one, right? But yeah, okay. But in any case, this doesn't work. And of course, the case is over in this little thing here. So of course, you just put it in the case. Actually, this you know the nice thing with this case actually, which is this case, of course, is that it has the hole for you know putting it in the keys, whereas this one has this kind of wire thing. It also have the up at, but I just you know, well I wouldn't dare to, you know, put the key thing in this because it would be, you know, you could take it out. I don't think I would dare to do that. But anyway, but the new case, they've made some new cases, and sadly it doesn't seem like there's anything in regards of fixing it to the keys still. But I might be able to modify that if anything in regards of future things. But I'm still looking into and trying to get, and it's actually this one. It's very wonderful, you know. In regards of, you know, I found a cheap M.2 disc in regards of this kind of plug, and can't remember what it's called, this kind of plugs, but instead of these big M.2, this is a smaller M.2, or maybe it's called, well, at least it's SATA thing in regards of comparing to NVMe. I think it's called M.2 port, I'm not entirely sure, but anyway. But in any case, this doesn't work. It doesn't work as it should, clearly. It's very sad that it doesn't work. It is, you know, the speed is pretty good. You know, no problem with the speed. The speed is pretty good when you test it. The problem is that it loses the data, or it has issues when you connect it, and you need to do it over and over again until, you know, until the computer finds it. Now let's try to see if we can get it the first time. Sometimes you get, you know, sometimes it gets the first time, right? Let's see here. Sometimes you just need to, you know, oh, we got it the first time. Wonderful. That's always nice to get it the first time around. But then again, you know, sometimes it works the first time, and sometimes you need to do it, you know, 10 times or more, whatever. You know, until you get it. You usually get it before 10 times, right? But you can sit sometimes and just, come on, you know, give me a break. But like, you know, I can see the data here. All the data is shown on the thing, and you can just right click and say properties, right? And I will get, let's see here, I think 200 and something files. Let's see here, wait, 200 and what? Yeah, 275 files. So at the moment it finds 275 files, but if I wait around 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, you know, letting it be in the computer, and it doesn't matter if it's one of the computer or the other computer or whatever and all that, you know, it will do with the same thing. You will see that it only finds a, you know, a couple of thousand files or something like that. You can still see the folders, but when you then right click, it doesn't find all the files anymore. It has dropped the files. So of course that's kind of not workable. So I was little when I got the other one, this one, I was copying the files from that one to this one. I was a little afraid that it would actually lose its, you know, but it did do the work, you know. I checked it afterwards that it had all the files and all that. So that was pretty good, at least. At least I could copy the files, you know, over, and all these portable files and all that. You have a lot of small files when you have portable applications and all that. But of course the SSD are very quick to move small files, but a lot of these USB keys are really bad in regards of small files, and that's how it has been for many years. And usually you need to sort out some kind of hack, you know, you need to sort out things and all that. But anyway, this video of course is in regard to this thing here. and I can send it to those that has in regards of it. I tested the key and it shows pretty good results, and of course on the lower end, that's really the important thing, and it shows really good results on the lower end. It's actually interesting. Both of the keys, when you test them, actually show better results on this computer on the lower end than on the other. The other one is a slim client. Both of them are older computers and all that. But I nearly get double the amount of speed on the lower files on this one compared to the one that, the slim client that I have right behind the mobile. It's not a biggie because of course the write and read speed are pretty big still, even on the slim client, even if it's nearly only half the size or half the speed. But it's still very good compared to many other things, And it's still enough to run portable applications fluently and wonderful and all that. So yeah, so I'm still testing things out and all that. I would have liked to see the other one there, working, so I could test it out further in regards of. But yeah, but the one from Darkijah is actually pretty nice, I was really surprised of that it actually just works every single time, every single time. And it shows if you actually have USB 2.0 or 3.0 or 3. Whatever, you see the diode changes colors, which is very, very interesting, That's the first time I pretty much have seen that, I think. That's a very nice finish or whatever. If you put it in and it's a USB 2.0, it lights the red, and if it's 3.0 or above, I guess, then it lights blue-green, well, pretty much blue, and then I think it's like green, But anyway, so you can see the difference, and if you put it in a USB 3.0, I had once where it was still doing USB 2.0, so you can just check, you can see if it's, if it's connected correctly in regards to the speed and all that. So that's nice. So mostly this works actually wonderful. It's a little heavy, well, I guess, yeah, well, I guess, most of them are a little more heavy than it's, metal and case and all that. But I guess, having an SSD, I guess it's pretty good to have some kind of protection from outside. It should be pretty good at protecting the SSD. I don't think it will, will be very hard to ruin it. I think you could probably drive over it with a car without much of an issue, although I don't know, but it's a pretty sturdy case, with these things, so yeah, don't think they will break easily. So the only problem with these is the length of the width, and that's one of the reasons why I went for the new hard drives, because they're slimmer. And of course, if you want a little USB thing, you need something that is at least as slim as possible, and not too long, because the longer you get in regards to the USB port and all that, you can easily damage, and that's not good, So you want a little, that kind of the same size as a standard USB, although it is, if we take these, this is one of the old ones, right? You have it's not much more, I guess, but it is, longer and a little broader for sure. And of course, the width really does make a change, because the wider it is, the harder it is. Usually it fixes the USB, because many of the creators of computers have a tendency to fix the USB very close, which is really nonsense. So if you put like something like this in, you block a USB, that's very annoying. And you actually do that as well here. So but that's just how it is, Although I did find out, if I actually put this one in, which is a very small USB key, you can actually put that in at the side, and this will still actually fit. so you can actually use that USB. But that's or that USB, yeah, with this little small guy, and you can get some USB keys that is actually even less. This goes around a millimeter, I think, to both, or half a millimeter to both sides or something. It has a little where it broadens a little to the sides. I know you can actually get USB keys that doesn't do that, so you have a slimmer thing. So that's even better. Just a little millimeter does a lot of thing. Does a lot of when you have these things. But anyway, so anyway, at least I found at least one that works. Then the question is in regard to the other. Oh well, so far so good. And I think I'm done. May Jehovah be with you, and Yeshua, most precious pearl, and the spirit of truth be in us all. Amen. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh yeah. Oh, maybe I should just check if it's already lost the data. Just before it might still have the data. Again, sometimes it does it quicker than other times. Again, it's a little variation in regards to how much. Now it still seems to be showing that it still has the 275,000 files. So at least so far so good. But it will drop them. It does that. So it's very annoying. But yeah. Let's see. Let's try. Yeah, it still has the access to the 275,000 files. But again, have it a little longer on.